What is going on, everybody? It is Daniel Wright, and you are here listening to another episode of Paving the Way. And I emphasize another because I am proud of myself for continuing to stay committed to this and delivering you guys 2 episodes per week for the last, I don't even know, 10 weeks or so, 12 weeks maybe. We're on episode 26 now, so we divide that by 2 weeks. So we're 13 weeks in right now. This is great. And I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you tuning in, watching, interacting, whatever it is that you may be doing with me on this journey. I really appreciate it. Guys, I hope your week is off to a great start. I know I mentioned on Saturday that I was wrapping up a trip up to Pittsburgh with a group of contractors that I'm a part of across the nation. And man, that was a great time. It was a great time to network, to have conversations, to work on building our businesses, and think of ways that we can bring back the information to our companies and better everyone in and around it accordingly. And one of the things that I want to kind of deliver to you guys as a little bit of a takeaway from that meeting and from that time with everybody is the concept of making sure that you know your role. And when I say know your role, it's not just in your company, not just in your business or your organization. It could be in your life as well. It could be in your relationships, your friendships, your family relationships, whatever it may be, is know where you fit, know what your lane is, know what your specialties are and what you're good at and what you can deliver and provide for those around you. And when you know that, you'll have a much better opportunity of succeeding at whatever that role that is. So, for example, if you are a salesperson in your company, making sure that you know all the ins and outs of that role, of what that includes. Is it prospecting? Do you do anything with marketing? Do you do things with, running numbers or getting pricing from vendors or suppliers, however that may be? What's your role consist of? And then whatever it consists of, are you an expert or becoming an expert of those things? So if it's, customer relations, are you an expert at building relationships with your customers? If not, you might want to work on becoming an expert in that because that's part of your role, right? So in your, if it's in your marriage or your relationship as a husband or a wife, if we all have roles that we play. We have roles that we fulfill and responsibilities that we uphold. And the more clear you can become on what those roles and responsibilities are, the more likelihood for success that you will have. Okay. And the reason this sticks out to me personally is as my company has been growing, as we've been developing and just evolving time over time and adding people to the team and adding positions and adding, separating out new roles and responsibilities. As the owner of the company, as the entrepreneur that has grown it, at one point I was wearing all the hats, right? I was the guy who was answering the phone call when it came in, taking down the information and scheduling a time to go assess a property, then going out and doing the assessment for the property, then putting all the numbers together for the proposal, and then sending it to the client for the proposal. Then when they accepted it, I was the one scheduling the job to get it done. Then I was going with the crew to go do the job. Well, when it first started, there was no crew. It was me and a helper or two if I was lucky, right? So then I was going out and completing the project. Then I was making sure that the customer was updated about the project getting completed. Then I was invoicing the customer. Then I was collecting the money, depositing the money, and doing all the financial side of it from there, right? So I was wearing all these hats. Over the last several years, as the company has grown, we have been able to, I have been able to take off a hat and place it on another person. So that way it falls into their role and responsibility. So we have our operations manager, JJ, who now part of his roles and responsibility is scheduling the projects and getting the projects completed and updating the customer to let them know that they're completed. Then we have Amanda in our office who her role and responsibility is answering phone calls that come in, scheduling site visits and meetings to go assess the properties, and then also helping with communicating with the clients, sending out the invoices, collecting the money that comes in, things like that. And so as I've had to, or gotten to, not really had to, but gotten to distribute hats and, being roles and responsibilities of the company to people around me, it's left me with more unused space or time sometimes. And it's created me to be able to develop a new role, a new responsibility, kind of outline of what I'm doing or things I'm working on, right? So it got brought up to me recently. I was actually having a conversation with JJ, our operations manager, about this. And he said, Daniel, he said, it's really fun getting to kind of watch you evolve and grow into whatever that role you're supposed to be here. And at first I was kind of like, okay, well, that's an interesting, feedback or comment to receive. But I also know the intent behind it. And that's to say it's cool seeing everything evolve. But like I said, it made me think. It made me really try to dive in. Well, what the heck is my role and responsibilities here? That's a great question. Sometimes you go through seasons where you don't have that clarity. You can bet your ass that I'm seeking that clarity. I'm looking for those, those answers to make sure that I know what I should be honing in on and know what I should be focusing on and giving my time and effort and energy to. But nonetheless, we're working towards it. This time of evolution has come from growth. So the only reason we're here evolving, that I'm here evolving into trying to figure out what my new roles and responsibilities are is because we've grown. And we've grown because we've distributed and held people accountable for their roles and responsibilities for their parts of the system, of this ecosystem that we have that's a company, right? So if you're in a spot right now in your life, like I said, whether it's professionally in your company, whether it's personally in your relationships, and you don't exactly know where you fit and what your roles and responsibilities are, I would strongly recommend setting some time aside regularly to think about that, to actually just think, to take inventory of the things that you do because either you have to or because you want to, the things that you enjoy doing, the things that you enjoy learning about doing better, whatever it may be, but really kind of dial in, what is your role? Who are you? What do you do? What's your responsibilities? What do people count on you for? And only you. Because once you can dial into that, once you can tap into that, you have an ability to develop a laser focus on making sure that you accomplish those roles and responsibilities to the best of your ability. If you're anybody who gives a crap about, doing well and succeeding and fulfilling things like that, right? So make sure that as you think about these things, that, like I said, you take the inventory of the stuff that you do regularly, that you like to do, that you enjoy to do, that you want to do, whatever it may be, and use that to define your roles, to define your responsibilities, to define your sweet spots that you can execute in, that you can work in, and that you can dominate in. Because once you do that, that all feeds in to building out the path for your life that you're going to get the most fulfillment, the most happiness, the most satisfaction, and ultimately live and lead that life that you like and that you love. Okay, because that's what we're here to do. That's what we're doing on Paving the Way, is we're trying to build that path to the life that you want to live, the life that you want to love, the life that you wake up every day and not say, oh, great, another day. It's, oh, great, I get to have another day. I get to do these things. I get to excel in these areas. I get to help these people accomplish these things. So once you start working on this, once you start defining out what your roles are, what your responsibilities are in your personal life and your professional life, I can promise you, you will start to develop more peace, more confidence, more happiness, more satisfaction. Okay, guys, I'm not going to beat the horse to death on this. I just wanted to hop on here on a nice little quick Wednesday morning message for you guys and give you my thoughts on that. So I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope you fill it with defining your role. And I'm excited to hear from anybody who works on this or who has worked on this and how it's helped you. So, guys, let me know if you need anything. I'm always here for each and every one of you. That's the whole reason I'm doing this, this podcast, these videos, is for you guys. And I enjoy every bit of it. And I appreciate you guys. So hope you have a great rest of your week.